Just be patient. I mean, it's easily said than done.
That's true
It's
too.
something you have to practice. Love light and locks. Love it.
Hey everyone, I'm Keisha Charmaine and I'm back with another video. This one was highly requested. I was constantly getting requests to get an update on my mom's locks. Finally, here we are. Now, first, I'm going to be showing you all how I put the perm rods in her hair, and I'll be having some tips that I left out in my previous video. Make sure you check that out. But stay tuned to the end of the video because I will have an interview so you guys can hear from my mom directly. But until then, this is my first time using perm rods on her locks, I believe. And she just washed her hair. And as you can see, I'm moisturizing it with the horsetail leaf growth oil. The link to that is down below, so you can check that out. So when it comes to curls, I prefer to not retwist with the curls. And the reason why I do that is because one, it's really difficult for me personally to retwist and roll the rollers into the lock because for some reason the way I roll the rollers, it tends to always end up being counterclockwise and I retwist clockwise. So I end up pretty much undoing my retwist every time. So that's one reason why I tend to not retwist. But also, you want volume with your curls. And when you don't have a fresh retwist, you get more volume. Also, here's another tip. Clearly, you want to roll the lock onto itself, as I'm showing in the video. But you also want to make sure that you roll it as tightly as you can. Even scrunch the lock down. That's a better tip for people with longer locks, even longer than my mom's. Like maybe if you have a length like mine, maybe waist length and beyond, you may have to scrunch the lock to fit the full length of it on there. But that helps to keep the lock tight and provide enough room for the entire lock. But even just as you roll your hair onto the roller, roll it tightly. I can't emphasize that enough. Roll it as tight as you can. I like to be really firm and roll my lock onto the roller as tight as I can. That's really how you get a defined curl and a lasting curl. And because my mom only has a certain amount of locks, which she will reveal later on in the video, I was able to do one lock per roller. Now, that will all depend on your hair thickness and how many locks you have, your hair density, what's, the best amount for you. If you noticed, I just rolled 2 locks onto a roller. That is because that's a two-headed dragon. That's a combined lock. Two-headed snake, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of you guys are discouraged when it comes to rolling your hair in rollers because you don't want to keep your hair in the rollers for as long as I do. Remember, you don't have to do it as long as I do. I keep my locks in the rollers for 2 days because I like to avoid artificial heat. If you guys have no problem with sitting in the dryer for a long time, go ahead and do so. My mom definitely did not keep these rollers in her head for 2 days at all, and you guys will hear more about that later on in her interview. Now, although I do believe that almost anyone can successfully pull off a perm rod curl set, it's definitely not the best option for everyone, especially if you want a really defined curl. If you have a whole lot of locks, this may not be effective for you. And the reason is because to get a really defined curl, you want to put less locks per roller. But if you have a lot of locks, let's say you have 200 locks, and say they're all like the size of my mom's or like the size of my locks, you're going to end up having about 100, maybe 150 rollers in your head, and that's just not practical. That's just a lot. So for someone like that who has so many locks, you may want to use a method that's not so bulky So you probably wouldn't want to use perm rods. You probably wouldn't want to use foam rollers. Maybe pipe cleaners would be best for you, or actually just roll. Probably lock knots would be the best option for you. So you're not adding any extra volume or weight, or you're not, adding extra bulk to your head. And lastly, a lot of people may benefit from using styling foam. I don't find it absolutely necessary, although I do notice a slight difference in my own personal experience using it. Sometimes I do notice that, yes, it does give a more lasting, defined curl look. Although my personal preference when it comes to locks, curls, is, when they start to look a little old. I like when they look a little fallen and they look a little more natural and effortless. When they're too super defined, they look really, intentional, which is not, not bad at all. But like, I prefer a little more relaxed look. So, yeah. So if you really want a super defined, long-lasting curl, definitely try some foaming, or I should say some styling foam. If you need a product recommendation. And honestly, a lot of people do recommend that when it comes down to the process of taking the rollers out, a lot of people recommend that you simply, pull the roller out of the lock. I guess that could be more time effective. However, if you're able to easily scrunch or pull your locks from the rollers, I believe you're not rolling it tight enough. So that's a heads up. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Keish, what's up, what's up, what's up?
Welcome back to my channel. You've been highly missed and highly requested.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. So what have you been up to since you've been gone away from my channel?
I'm doing this and doing that.
AKA she's with y'all all in her business. Okay. So I just tried curls on your hair. Was this the first time I did curls? No. But in a long time.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I think I used foam rollers.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And this is my first time trying the perm rods, and I love it. It's really, really, really cute. It's at the perfect length. It's the way it's falling on your shoulders. It's really, really cute.
Thanks.
You have to do this more often. You tend to go for a braid out.
Yes, but it's easier.
Yeah, I'm doing all the talking. Let me
Yes,
start.
you talk. It's easier. Well, today we did, about 8 hours ago, we did, I washed my hair when you put the rods in. I've been drying it over a period of every 15 minutes or so, every minute, over a period of about 2 hours, under the dryer. I didn't sit down there entirely for the whole time.
Oh, so you only spent about 2 hours, you're saying, worth of drying time?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay. So you guys, you see, I keep my rollers in for 2 days. That's because I don't usually use artificial heat. But for those of you who don't have that kind of time, you can definitely get away with keeping it in for a day and just, drying it for 2 hours or so.
I have to go to church tomorrow, so I have to have mine done now.
Yeah, you can't go to church with your rollers in.
Of course not. And the color that I'm using is cognac. I think it's either textures and tones or dark and lovely. Can't remember specifically.
Right, this color is cognac. As you can see, it's like a
reddish,
reddish brown shade. Yeah.
I love it.
It's really pretty. So, what is your go-to hairstyle these days?
Ponytail. My hair is long enough so I could have the high ponytail. I like that, and it's easier, it's more manageable. But occasionally I like to look a little fancy, like I am right now. Thank you very much.
So cute. I'm loving it. What else? So, do you recall how many locks you have?
39, at least.
Didn't I combine?
Well, if you did, I don't recall, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I combined 2 of your locks. So
probably 38.
38 yeah. I think I showed them in the video when I was putting the rollers in that you have a combined one.
Oh.
That's why I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah. What else do people want to know? So at this point, how long do you think you've had your locks? We haven't really kept track. I wish we did.
Yeah, because we used to have the Marley braids and
And
then
and we kind of started over at one
you said
point.
to me one time, "Oh, when you gonna rock your locks?" And I just said, "Okay, let's do this now." And it was like, I think it was a June or something like that. Which year I don't recall, because I'm not very into keeping numbers
track.
like that.
But you probably had them in for about maybe 6 years or so. Because I'm about to be 10
perhaps.
years, so you were probably 6 or 7 years.
Maybe 6 years.
Maybe. Okay.
Because I used to have braids. Remember, I had the braids and
the twists.
The twists, and then I had the braids, and I've been never one hairstyle at any particular time. Always having something different. But I've always wanted to have locks, and finally here I am. I mean, I wanted to have locks before you even knew about locks, but the time wasn't right. You have to be ready for this kind of journey. It takes a lot out of you. If you're really not serious about it, it's going to be very frustrating. However, for me, I'm at the right time.
Okay, so do you have any advice for anybody coming into locks?
You have to be patient, really patient, because I remember several times I said I was going to do it, and then I didn't like how the hair looked, and then I stopped, and eventually I got an afro, and then started the twists, and you have to be patient. There's patience more than anything else. Patience
I do recall back when you first started, there were times when you would be like, "Keisha, it's not locking. It's not locked yet." And I'm like, "Mom, it's gonna lock."
Yes, patience. Like I said, patience is really virtue indeed. Patience is the virtue. So you really have to really be, let's be patient. I mean, it's easily said than done.
That's true too.
It's something you have to practice.
Yeah, but when you distract yourself into whatever else is going on in your life, it doesn't take precedent over that. So
because what happened to me, the reason I was able to go on the Afro scene, because I was fed up cutting my hair every minute. Every 2 weeks I have to go because I had my hair so low. And I said, listen, this is too costly. And so I let it grow it got to the stage of an Afro. And then I was able to, move on with like you see,
the twist, you were doing twists a lot.
Twists, and then we put in the Marley.
The Marley hair.
Marley hair,
twist.
and so it grew out. And I'm pretty pleased.
Yes. So 6 or 7 years, locks, curls. These are perm rod curls, as you saw me apply them and take them out. Love them. Love them. So...
As do I.
So I guess you can say goodbye to the people until next time.
Hasta la vista, au revoir. See you later. Nice talking to you.
Adios.
Adios. Love Light and Locks. Love it.